That's why now it explains the background.
Yeah.
So Lex, if you can still not able to figure out.
No, actually, because I joined with my phone. I don't know if that makes a difference. Let me try again on my laptop and see if that might be make a difference. All right, is
Okay,
everybody
let's get started. Let's talk though. And now that whoever is here, let's talk. I think we'll figure out the rest of the mechanics. But Paniz, thank you. Thanks for joining in. Diya, Lux, all of you. Um, the topic today is obviously whether we have ADHD or not. But I completely want to give a disclaimer that we are not, any doctors here or people who know what clinically, how to diagnose clinical ADHD, nothing like that. It's just some people, who keep hearing these terms and, someone might have told them casually, a friend or somebody, that, hey, maybe you have ADHD, but we don't know yet, right? But there's definitely, uh, I've been hearing from founders, VCs that in fact, one VC told me that ADHD is a great ingredient for entrepreneurship. And that kind of gave me like, oh, is it cool to have ADHD now, right? Like, is it now the discussion is
Oh, sorry.
so, okay, great. So now you've joined from another device. So you want to let go of this device? Okay, great. I think your lighting is a little off. You can also have the Zoom background behind you, the Golden Gate. They keep promoting the SF Golden Gate, right? So that's the one we should. I use all the time if I don't have anything else. But what I'm saying is that we are not experts here, so I just wanted to give that disclaimer, right, Panis?
Yes, we are not experts here, but I'm happy that we have a platform where we can share our own personal experiences and journeys. And if it connects with anybody that's watching, then it connects. So I think that's all this is really is just a platform to share our own journeys with it and our own opinions and insights. None
Yeah,
of it is, obviously like expert with like
yeah,
clinical expertise, but
yeah.
it's just journeys.
Yeah, let's just chat, right? As you said, if it reaches to more people, why not, right? Just like even if this helps them, just Google a little more. Maybe even do a go and get a clinical test done. This serves some purpose, right?
Well, I
But
have. Oh, for those outside, yes.
yeah, yeah. So you said you have already got that test done?
Yes, I
Not the
have.
online one, like a clinical going to a
Yeah.
doctor one, right?
Yes, I have. I got my diagnosis back in 2023,
Mm-hmm.
through a psychiatrist. And yeah, I didn't necessarily think about it, but when I was speaking with a psychiatrist, they're like, hey, because I had initially gone in for depression, for
Mm-hmm.
anxiety that I have been dealing with like all throughout my life. And
Yeah.
they were like, okay, let's get these things under a little bit more control. Let's get it to be a little
Control.
bit more stable. And
Yeah.
then we're going to assess you for ADHD because that could be a possibility. And I
Yeah.
had never thought of myself as somebody who had ADHD, to be very frank with you. And yeah, so they did it. They gave me
Yeah. I mean,
thumbs up.
okay. So now you've like taken medicine as well, or like what is like was it like medicinal
Uh,
the whole thing, or what was it like?
well, I did start off with like some medications,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really good. I was just like, whoa, like I have so much focus and I'm able to actually sit in one place and actually
Yeah.
do all of this work and get things done. whether the task is boring or not, because if
Yeah.
it's very an interesting task, there's no issue with that. It's more so about all the other tasks in life.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I hit a kind of like plateau with the doses. So
Mm-hmm.
a more long-term use, it didn't necessarily have any effects. So I
Yeah.
think just kind of like once in a while where I would take medication, but most of my days I'm off medication and just managing more so on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, good to know that. I didn't know that part. So I think Lux also, I'll bring him to the conversation. He also told me that he was clinically diagnosed, but at really young age. What age was it, Lux?
I was 9 or 10, 9
9 or
maybe.
10.
Hmm.
Okay, and was that here in Toronto or some other city, or like
Yes,
was it in a
yes, I
city
was in
where it was
Scarborough at the time.
evolved? Okay, so it was kind of a place where it was already, much awareness was there because, I mean, because 10 years old, usually it's been a while. Now it's a lot more, I think, being talked about. That time, who was even talking about it, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was a surprise to my parents when the teacher was like, maybe this is what it is. I would suggest that you go get it checked. And, we went through the tests. I had a child psychologist who um, gave me strategies. I mean, you know, medication was at that point sort of frowned upon, so I didn't go that route. But
Mm-hmm.
like anything else, it's a tool that can help you if you need it at certain points. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean, I think now we have two people who are more clinically, and Dia and me are just people who've heard about it. Dia, why are you here? Tell us. When I shared that this is the topic for today, I mean, we have never discussed it, so I don't even know, if you have it or not. But why are you here?
I'm just here to learn more about it because I've had like a few friends in school that
Hmm.
had it. I'm not like I know about it superficially, but not actually. So I would just like to learn.
Just like to learn. Okay, we have some viewers straight into the Zoom call who would like to learn. Hope you can participate as well and with whatever experiences you've had with your friends at, I think you're what, 2021? I asked you that day to 21, right? So maybe your friends are around your age and you can tell a little bit about, how they can probably how they behave. So, maybe there are some things that we need to learn, how they are using it. But hey, I don't want to make it all about, okay, it's like clinical thing, like as much as we are sounding what we started off with. But the point is that when I heard it from someone, it's like, it's a good thing. Like, and maybe in the founder community, I heard, and maybe that's the only circle I heard, that it's not really frowned upon as much now. Is it the right feeling that, or I'm just maybe around those people? Panis, do you feel that too? That there is certain positivity also around it?
I think maybe it's just like with me, but I have had founders
Hmm.
be open to sharing that and saying like, "Oh yeah, like I'm so ADHD, right?" Like
Yeah.
they'll say something along those lines. And some of them have been like actually like clinically like diagnosed. I find that it depends on really who they're talking to, right? Uh,
Hmm.
I don't think that necessarily it's still like, I don't think as a society, like we're still at a place maybe to actually be like, okay, like this is something that they have. This is part of like who they are. This
Hmm.
is how their brain operates. That doesn't make them like, incapable, or it doesn't mean that they can't run a company.
Yeah.
And I like that you at some point also mentioned that it's a great recipe for entrepreneurship because
Yeah.
uh, I think it is a great recipe for entrepreneurship, but it can
Hmm.
also become very chaotic. for entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And it really means that like whatever that they're pursuing in their entrepreneurial like journey and innovation that they're having, there just needs to be like backed with a lot of like passion, right?
Yeah.
So they'll be really excited about the exciting parts of business, and they'll be super
Yeah.
like focused and like willing to spend so much time on the parts that really excite them.
Yeah.
But then there's all of the not so exciting parts of business as well that
Yeah.
may seem like boring, and then you procrastinate on it. And this is where having a team becomes really important as well. So you can like
Yeah.
actually complement each other.
Yeah, I mean, there is always a plus and minus of both things, right?
Yeah.
So before I address that, it looks like you're still figuring the laptop. You there? Hello?
Here.
I'm saying looks like you're still figuring out the laptop, or is it something else? Because I think the lighting still looks bad. You can keep the video off as well if you want to just talk and listen in. That's also fine. Because the video right now looks very off from
Okay.
everybody else's. Yeah. And
Maybe
I mean,
it's my lighting. Give me a second. I'll fix it.
yeah, yeah. No, that's okay. I mean, whatever you feel like. If you wanna fix your lighting, come back. Otherwise, just listen in and keep talking. That's also fine. Because we want to keep doing this. So even today, it was very last minute that you put it in a group that I would like to join. I'm like, come on in. We spoke, and that's how we want to do it. It's not like one discussion cannot really help, right? Maybe as we do more, there are more founders who have ADHD. They keep coming, and every Thursday becomes this thing about just coming and talking. And Alicia also just walked in. She is in India right now. Alicia, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So,
Hello,
so
Diya.
why are you here? Why is this topic interested you so much? Because you were there last 2 days, so I was not expecting her that she'll come today. So I just
I
told
come
that today
today.
we are discussing this. She's like, okay, I'll join. What happened?
Actually, I was struggling with my internet, so I just fixed it and came to the topic today because I want to know how actually people get diagnosed with ADHD, or is it a thing in your head? What is it about? I want to know more about it. So just to
So
chat.
Okay, so maybe now, just because you missed it, Paniz and Laksh both have clinically diagnosed ADHD. So even though they are not practitioners, they cannot diagnose for you, but they can tell that what probably they felt that they were, diagnosed. So, again, for viewers, another disclaimer, right? Paniz, this is becoming like, since 2 days, it's like, what topic? Why is this topic
Yeah,
even
this is
kind
not
of
what we
so?
talked about. Um,
But
yeah.
I don't know. I think ironically there is still, I feel a little bit if about the topic, is what I sensed, and for the right reasons. Nobody's wrong and right, but I'm saying why so. But for me,
Mhm.
it's not that big a deal. In fact, I wanted to put a picture of Paneez and me and say, do we have ADHD, and put it out there, right? So with a question mark. But she's pretty more open about it. So yeah, Paneez, your thoughts
My thoughts on,
on that, the disclaimer that we have to keep giving again and
yes,
again.
okay. We have to keep giving this disclaimer because so I just want to make like something very much clear. Like if you are curious to learn about ADHD, I highly recommend Google. And I
Yeah.
highly recommend, I think there's a lot of content out there on YouTube by actual like clinicians and psychologists speaking about ADHD. What does ADHD look like in kids? What does it look like in adults? Because it does differ as well. And also like you can look into like your local resources in terms of like how to access mental health professionals, how to get a diagnosis. You're based in India. I'm not sure like what the process looks like there. And also the process does look differently for each person depending in Canada, depending on what path they're taking as well. So there's the private path, there's the public path, right? So I just want to make sure that I think for the purposes of this conversation here today, it's not
If you
I
have
don't,
it
I
or
don't want
not.
I don't want to like diverge from, the topic of like innovation and entrepreneurship and founders and speaking about like, or personal like journeys around that topic, but for education of what is
Yeah,
ADHD,
yeah.
then personal research and speaking to professionals, I highly
So,
recommend
so,
that.
so Paniz, I asked you your thoughts about disclaimer. You gave another disclaimer for
I
that
know I'm
last 60 seconds, 90 seconds. You gave another disclaimer. Okay, so
I just
so
want to make sure, like
yeah.
we keep the topic on like what we had.
Yeah, yeah. So for obviously when I asked you this, my other intention was that uh, entrepreneurship and ADHD, right? So I think we all can introduce ourselves once for the viewers who may watch us first time, that what do we do at work, and are we founders or to be founders or helping founders, so that we know each and everyone's background. We can do alphabetically. So maybe Alicia, you start, and then Dia,
Our
and then me, Dia, and then PL. I'm already confused between.
I think
So
you should start. Then I'll go.
okay. So I'm Chetan. I host this live series now, day 6, by the way. Have a spree going on, and I run Honest Create, which basically helps founders tell their story to VCs, to raise money mostly, but also to their customers to do sales decks. And we also do LP decks, which is basically helping VCs tell their stories to their investors. So that's the business we are in, strategic storytelling. And I am actually here because in the last 2 years, I think I've done a few things, which obviously was in my mind and my strategy, extension of what I'm doing. I built a platform, to help founders pitch to VCs like an AI agent last year. That was much before like the whole thing has now exploded. But the second thing I also did was started hosting events, which I started loving. I'm doing a lot of events and everything, and I love hosting people. And then one of the events, I got an opportunity to do stand-up comedy. So, I also did that, and I felt like, I mean, in my head, it's everything is an extension of the other thing, and I'm just using my creativity from inside to explore these things. But somewhere, my wife said maybe you have ADHD, and maybe she joked, maybe she's serious, we still don't know. But my point is that she put it in my head that do I have it. So that's why this topic was important for me, entrepreneurship and ADHD and why we are doing this. So now over to Paniz. First you go, and then Alicia, and then Dia, and then Lux, you go.
Awesome. It's kind of hard to go after you, Chetan.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. Paniz has always been nice to me from day one. She liked my shirt, which she was at the party and complimented me on a shirt I wore, which I was
You're
expecting
always
more
wearing
people will
cool shirts.
look.
You're always wearing
Thank
cool
you.
shirts.
Yeah,
So,
that's why therapy boys.
okay. So hi everyone. My name is Paniz, and I've spent the past 4 years in the innovation ecosystem here in Canada, and I've worked with hundreds and hundreds upon hundreds of founders sitting on many different pitches, supporting them through programming, resources, and I like to think of myself as a great puzzle solver. So I like to piece their different challenges and see, okay, who are the people that they need to be connected to, and it's kind of like what I really love doing. I'm currently an program officer at Y-Space for a program called Ella, which we support women-led businesses. And I'm really excited to be starting this new role with supporting more women entrepreneurs to help empower them and help them grow. Beyond my works, like my full-time job, I volunteer. So I like to support youth, particularly students, to support them with their career development, but also I support like small like high school student groups to work on a new business project, a technology project, and help them like figure out the ways of like ideation and discovery stages. What else? I do a few things.
You do
I
a few
like,
things, right? That happens, right? You always end up doing a few things.
yeah,
So
you always end up
when I
doing
compare,
something.
but firstly, I love what you're doing. I don't see at least the chaos in my mind because I see everything is connected because I am from that ecosystem, right? So I think whatever you're doing, when I know you as a person, it's not surprising for me. But yeah, because you have ADHD clinically diagnosed now, maybe I see a pattern, right? Like, so
I think that's where I really love like my role in the innovation ecosystem and just being in like an incubator accelerator setting and in a programs role is that I get to do so many different things. It's like, you do event planning, you do hosting workshops, you are meeting with founders, you're supporting them with XYZ. And it's my day to day looks so different, right? It's never the same day, it's never the same people. And that's where I think I really love being
you
and
love being,
yeah, like it's just
yeah,
like such a great place for me to be honest, like being in this ecosystem
that
because it's always different
it's always different.
and it's
I
never
want to take,
boring.
yeah, it never is because that's how you've lived your life. You've made your life around that. It's never boring, right?
Yeah.
Lux, I want to bring you first now. I've changed my mind on the order, but mostly because you're also building something new very early stage, you said, right? And since Paniz is also at that intersection of really early stage innovation, tell us what you are building. And we all know you are clinically diagnosed, but how is it building it with that, with ADHD?
Um, hmm, great question. I think when it comes to ADHD, right, it's like, and I think it's commonly understood you can hyper focused, and if you don't enjoy something, you can just um
Switch off.
this
Move.
task this
Funny.
task initiation and doing the work is like, oh man, pulling teeth, right?
Hmm.
So it is important finding a project that does speak to you, it resonates, and then I guess there's a certain level of acceptance that these are my strengths and these are my weaknesses. And when I go into a new team, accept that there are some weaknesses. And if the leadership or the team is asking you to do something that you know is going to be your weakness, that doesn't mean I'm just going to be like, oh, no, that's not for me. I'm going to put an effort, but I'm going to need support. I'm going to need make sure that I'm checking in often and being like, hey, this, like, is this the right direction? Is this what managing expectations, making sure we're all on the same page during? And if it gets to be difficult, thank God for AI. I think it's helping me so much, so much. Like I think being able to knowing that you can use a model to kind of get you started
Mhm.
and help um, help Ben navigate with this great, the starting point, which is done some of the grit work, right? So you can focus on the high value tasks and high value decisions while letting some of the things that you know are not important to you. You're like, why am I
Yeah.
doing this? And so putting that aside. So with all that said, the project that I have always been in this contact center space. So I started off as a developer for IVRs and contact center software, like agent software. And so if you're familiar with contact centers and automated phone systems, this might mean something to you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
basically, I started as a developer. I moved
Uh-huh.
into support, and then about a couple years ago, I got into sales, and that
That's
was
nice. You
exciting.
completed the whole circle. So basically, you're a technical person who can also sell, right?
Exactly.
That's what you are. And this project that you're doing, you we mentioned about the inventory, this software, right? Is that the only project
Yes.
you're doing, or that's the all-in project means?
Yeah, so sales, I was at that team for about a year, just a little over a year. And then for the first time that I was about just over a year, I had a conversation with the president. We kind of knew that it wasn't a good uh, we were moving away from sales, and so I didn't want to go back to like the other options that they were giving me, which was like documentation and onboarding and all of those types of things. And so we kind of mutually decided to part ways. And for the first time, I was out of work. So I was, going to a tech week, going to just exploring, jumped
All
into
the
AI.
events.
Yeah, yes,
This
running
is
the
this
events.
year. This was this year in May, the Tech Week in May. You're talking
Yes,
about?
this year in May. Yeah. So
Okay,
I
okay.
think it's the beginning of the year is when I started my search. And then
Hmm.
started learning a little bit about AI and using it in my own life. And so as I built up that skill, a friend of mine who has a few restaurants said, I want to automate inventory management. It's a pain in the ass. Sorry, can I swear? Pain in the,
You already
you
did
know,
that. That's okay. Don't
yeah,
worry.
it's too late.
We
It's
we are
too
live
late. You
now.
can,
We are live now.
It's like
but so,
censor.
and yeah, and so
We wanted that. See, we suddenly like, oh, now it's spicy.
yes,
Live stream
yeah,
has
we're
to
just
have
scratching the surface. So,
we
no,
says, yeah.
yeah,
So you got into it because of your friend, which is good. So you got real experience of a real problem solving with actually a POC from day zero, right? Like you can actually build something that can actually deliver some results. So
that's a
that's
great
the
point.
good part, right? That's
That's a great
actually a
point.
that's a great point. Nobody gets that. Sometimes you have this thing that you want to solve, you'll build it by yourself. I see a lot of
Your
people
friend.
trying to build something, but they don't have design projects. They don't have, way to test it. They don't even see if it's moving the needle on the revenue, which I think in your case, have you started seeing that with the software being used?
So we're still in the process, and so we're doing the reporting now to build out
Mm-hmm.
the case
Mm-hmm.
for selling it moving forward. But I think this is a common phrase used in the startup space, innovation space, is know the problem better than anybody else. And so he's in that space every day. He's handling reconciliation of
Yeah.
his alcohol, and so um, and he's
So,
working with the staff who would be using the software, and so
So
that's
what are your
definitely.
immediate goals now? Like what if I want to ask you that, and maybe we all, I mean, Paniz know a lot of people, and maybe Alicia and Diya can also help you, or the viewers can help you. Is what is your task for this month? Like, what's the goal? Like build the tech and get it to deliver results, or get new projects. Like what is the
Yes, so now we're in three locations. We have a pipeline of another 20 to 25 restaurants which we can deploy into. That's
So you've spoken to
so
them
right.
already? The sales is done. In principle, they're
Well,
good.
so yes, so my partner is a part of a investment group with multiple restaurants, and in between him and his network, he's got
Nice.
about 25, just over 25 restaurants.
Oh, you
So
got the right guy building this then. Then it's
exactly,
the right person
exactly.
building it. That's the right
Yeah.
person. So my question now, specific to also our topic, is, this becomes that project of yours, which is also giving you enough like stimulation and motivation, coming to the ADHD part, that right now you're in the right zone. It feels like you can go all in. You're zoned in, and you can be honest,
It's
even if you're some percentage not. That's also fine.
yeah, and I think it's the team, the idea of wearing multiple hats. Now we're choosing who's going to wear which hats,
Hmm.
and obviously it's important.
I think you got to mute.
I muted myself, did I? Okay. I mean, it's important that the important balls don't get dropped, and so keeping track of that and uh, you know, calling out when, oh yes, this is naturally something I'll be great at, so let me do this.
Yeah.
And
So
if
you're
it's
right
not
now deciding
necessary,
the roles, basically deciding the roles right now of who's
yes,
doing. So
as they
this is
come
an
up,
looks like an
yeah,
exciting part then of the journey now. So now your brain is now getting even more excited now. What's next, right? In a way,
yeah, yeah, and the potential of where it could go,
where you can go.
who we can
Is all
partner with, and yes, yeah,
yeah.
so
Awesome. No,
for sure.
we can definitely, I think, all keep in mind what you're building for the restaurant business. Wherever we go, at least if we don't have anybody in the business, we can, if we go eating, we can ask, hey, what do you use? And then, try to give you an introduction. And but we
Absolutely,
are,
yeah. I mean, everybody's always going out to, you go out for food and drinks on a
yeah,
everyday
we'll do
basis.
that.
So it's like, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, one of
for
my
sure. I'd
KPI
love that.
today is one of my KPI today is why I'm also interrupting is before Diya sleeps in Mumbai because she's the one who's youngest of all, and I try to bring them into the conversation so that if they stay till the end of the live stream, that means it kind of excited them enough. So Diya, what are you building? Why are you here? If you want to build something, what are you? We know that you don't even think yourself you have ADHD, but why are you here?
Okay, so a little bit about myself. I am Diya. A fourth year university student who's studying multidisciplinary design, and I'm specializing in interior and furniture. So, like, I have design exposure in the industry across Australia and Italy, and now I'm like building in India with like a studio, like developing my skills. So I think I'm just here for curiosity because like during my school years, for about 4 years, I was with an organization against like social evils and inclusivity, and we did like a lot to try to help people to the best of our capabilities and knowledge. And so I'm always interested in knowing more and about how I could contribute, about how I could learn from people. So I'm just here for that.
Amazing. Just out of curiosity, that's good. We need curious people. So you're not building, but potentially you will be building after. I mean, you're building a studio in a way, right? If you think about it, like you'll start
I'm
freelancing and
building my
eventually you'll
skill
become.
set for my studio.
What is it?
So I'm building my skill set for my studio. So
For your studio. That's good. That's good. I wish I was that matured when I was 19, 20, already thinking, I'm learning something to build. So we didn't know that time. We were just getting into college. But I think you spoke, Alicia, you also spoke about yesterday. You started off really young, like what, 19, 20. But this whole thing, ADHD, when did you figure that out? Or I know that nobody has diagnosed you yet, but why do you think you have?
I think after listening to Paniz and Lux's conversation, I could relate. So when he mentioned that initiating a task becomes very boring when you're not interested, I actually feel that. And you love to be surrounding with communities and people. So that's the fun part. I think our brains get stimulations and excitement when we are connected to people. I think that's the one thing common in between. That's why I was relating to all of your conversations and introduction. About me, I started young when I was 19. I started my business in food industry, but I was not sure that I really am passionate about food or something. I just dived into it. I used to like my day-to-day routine. It was daily a different task list and certain KPIs to achieve and something to look forward to. That was the most exciting part of my, I think, my life journey. And then I moved to my master's and I started learning more about marketing and sales. And I enjoyed that part also because in sales, you get to meet a lot of people. And in marketing, you need to get a lot of creative ideas. But then I get back to jobs and I got a little bored because the monotonous routine. So maybe that's a point where I realized maybe I have ADHD. I don't know still. But I just, in a fun way, my friends keep saying me that when you tell a story, you just keep telling different stories, and you just try to connect from end to the beginning to the end. totally different. But some people make sense out of it, like I do, and some of my friends too. So I'm still exploring and curious to learn new things. Currently, I'm working into marketing and sales, doing GTM for some startups, and building this podcast with you.
Nice. So many things. So many
And
things you
also certain interesting tasks. So that's yeah. So many things I've just explained. But yeah, that's like currently I'm exploring what I want to build next, and been working with interesting founders like Chetan and one guy in Mumbai, and just learning
a lot of things, lot of things.
a lot of things. Yeah.
that's why that's why I feel that maybe what you think is right. So I don't know, but this was so if you know any restaurants who might wanna start selling or using the software that Lux is building, so do connect to them. I don't know if they can probably afford somebody building in Canada, in India. Usually it's the other way, right? But there are a lot of companies now who are at sophisticated level. They want to use software, irrespective if they built in India or outside. So maybe Lux, once you have traction and ready to go global, uh, talk to her. She knows a lot of restaurants, at least in India.
Actually, I'll tell you something. I have also experience of running a QSR. So maybe I can give you some insights of mine. I started that in Jaipur, in India, but it was a small QSR with a like footfall of 10,000 people coming to the place, maybe 100 to 150 orders every day. Maybe we can discuss the inventory part and give my insights to that. Yeah.
Amazing. I'd love to connect, Alicia. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, Alicia, you only talk now. I think you have so many things going on in your mind. Paniz is listening, like, So Paniz, look, what is the
I
innovation
think
level at this in this podcast right now? How are you feeling the innovation level here?
I mean, there's innovation in every corner, so
Are you feeling now that we all are kind of creative in our own way, and there can be so much innovation, including this live stream should be innovated, right? Maybe give us some ideas on, how this can become big. Like if I keep showing up
right.
every day and bring these different people together, what are your thoughts on that?
how you can make this live stream big. Oh, I think we need to like have a whole other conversation about this, Chetan.
Like what?
But I've also never obviously grew any live streams of my own. And like with anything, I think it's just about the like consistency and showing up consistent.
Yeah,
And you never know what topic will resonate and what will blow up.
yeah,
So knowing who your audience is, but also having diverse topics and then like actually like keeping track of your analytics, not just, how many people watched or like viewed, but rather like how many engaged, how many
yeah,
went ahead and like actually commented, how many reached out and connected with us afterwards on LinkedIn. I think that's your indicators of, oh, okay, like there's these kinds of topics, these people that my audience is resonating with most. And you collect that data over a period of time. So I think right now with where we're at is discovery and
discovery.
yes,
Hmm.
discovery, right? And just like with any
Discovery and
good business.
consistency. That's what I'm trying to do. 6 days, keep showing up.
There you go.
And I have some
Well, you
great
should
people
do it
around
maybe
me.
for like 30 days or
Yeah,
a
yeah.
30 day a 30-day live stream challenge.
I'm gonna do 22 because weekends I don't work. Okay, so I don't want to do. I don't want to do
Weekend is
weekends.
gonna be 30-minute clips.
Yeah, weekends is gonna be short clip when I'm outside somewhere, just like go live and just put whatever wherever I am. I can ramble a little 5-10 minutes, and that's the weekend stuff. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're good at bringing up conversation and rambling, so
I
Rambling,
think
yes, and
you
and
should you,
uh,
You should
What do
chat with people on the streets, like randomly asking questions. Works well.
I think he does.
what was that? Why would you say that?
That you
Right.
chat with random people on the street?
I mean, I can if
Yeah, you
somebody.
can. You do. You're Chetan. Come on. That's
Yeah,
what you do. That's what you're best at.
no, I'm good at that. But that day, Diya was like, why don't you go and pitch someone on the random, like, what you do? Man, come, why would I do that? Because I cannot just go and pitch. Like, somebody won't be even my potential customer. They'll be like, what is he saying? So I cannot do that.
Law of averages, man. You gotta get as many no's until you get your yes.
I
And that's
mean,
how we started Monday. Yeah. Remember the cold calling? So we did a episode on cold calling. That was really good. And that was what
Yeah.
she said. That it's all about the no's. Once you get used to the no's, that's when the yes started to happen. You start to happen.
So, funnily enough, I spent like 2 years, 3 years in like direct marketing and sales. And I
Hmm.
worked with a variety of different clients. And
Yeah.
I did it across residential door-to-doors, retail stores like booths, and then I also did like B2B business to business door-to-door. And
Wow.
and
Same.
and like I was eating no's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So
I didn't know that
it's
part.
it's part of
Y-
it's part of the game, you know. And
Yeah.
you just gotta approach as many people as possible and not be afraid of talking to them, because at the end of the day, you just realize, hey, they're human too. And they either
Yeah.
want to talk to me or they don't want to talk to me. And if they don't want to talk to me, that's okay, because I can go find someone else to talk to.
Exactly. I mean, there's 7 billion people in the world. Even on the street, there are all-time people there, right? So, I
Yeah.
mean, there's always someone who will talk to you,
No,
but
no, you may
I didn't.
approach the CEO of a Fortune 500 company and you wouldn't even know.
Exactly. And some of these random things have happened, right, in my life. So that gives me hope too. I think, I've spoken to someone very randomly somewhere, and it turns out, I was doing business with that person. So, I mean, you need to go there and ask. If you don't ask, you don't get, right? As simple as that. I keep saying the same thing. If you don't ask, you don't get, because people don't ask. That's the thing
Yeah,
in sales. You should come in our cold
that's
calling.
100%. Yeah, you
I'm
miss
gonna, I'm
100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly. I'm gonna invite you in our cold calling episode, the next one, because we're gonna keep repeating these themes, right? So the cold calling one, we're gonna bring a founder, we're gonna bring a cold calling specialist, and then somebody else who has any experience. We keep talking, but we also keep making calls
Well,
while
I've
on the
never
live
cold
stream.
called.
That's
I don't
different.
pick
You can
up,
come
I
to
don't,
learn.
I do like I did in person, you know, so
I do that too.
very,
That's what I want to learn cold call. That's what I'm doing this. I'm not an expert
yeah.
too. So I'm just
Yeah.
learning how this whole thing happens. But because for founders, it's a very good skill. For a lot of products, at least, it's a very good skill, cold calling, right? So anyway, we're doing that too in one of the days next week. So
Mhm.
that's another part feature of this whole live stream that I'm asking you to kind of brainstorm on that. There's also every day can be some themes, like one day can be about cold calling, the other thing day can be about pitch deck review of founders, and founders coming in showing. In fact, I asked Les, if you have a pitch deck, we can do a sort of a live tear down, right? And Paniz is great, and also Dia and Alicia, even if they're not expert, they can tell, can give some suggestions. So
Mhm.
all these themes will make for some discussion every day. And my ADHD brain maybe is asking, make those themes, man, every day.
Everywhere. Everywhere, all at once, everything happening all at once. It's organized chaos.
But isn't that in general the universe and the life? Everything is happening everywhere all at once.
Yeah. So
So
maybe we're the neurotypical ones.
what does that mean? Neurotypical?
Neurotypical versus neurodivergent.
Okay, tell me the difference. Educate our viewers on both.
Neuro.
You just fell into it. See, we kept
So,
talking, and then
yeah.
because we had no agenda, now we're talking about neurotypical and neurodivergent.
So neurotypical is referred to like a normal functioning brain, and then neurodivergent is what is out of the typical functioning of the brain. So that's what it is.
That's
So
it.
yeah, that's it.
So-
Like a
Wow.
neurotypical brain is, yeah, like someone who does not have ADHD, does not have autism, does not have XYZ, right? They're neurotypical. And then there's neurodivergent, so it's different.
That
And
reminds me of that show Atypical. That's why it's called Atypical. There's a show on Netflix. I
yeah,
used to
that's
love
a
that
really
show.
good show. That's a really good
That's
show.
Yeah, I love that show too.
Yeah, but
But
I prefer the term neurospicy, you know, gives it a little bit of a flavor.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
So you're neurodivergent because you like it like, a little
neurospicy.
spicy, no? Like not like regular stuff.
I'm on
Neurospicy.
fire like the shirt, like your shirt, you know?
Like my shirt. Oh, that's why therapy boys, maybe, you know? Now it's all making sense, right? Everything is adding up. But so Atypical is a good show. Have you seen any recent shows, Dia, Lux? I want to talk about some shows because that's the topic that is also very interesting. What shows are you watching? And give me some recommendations.
I'm the worst person to ask for this. Like,
Really?
never watching anything new.
You are the one we are most concerned about if you're not bored and you're not sleeping. It's what, 11:30 in India? What time is it?
11, 20.
Yeah, so I mean, that's why I need to keep checking in on you. Okay. Is she zoned out?
Dozing
Is she
off.
up? Dozing off? So no shows. So you watch no shows. Great. Watch
I
this
do,
show. What is it?
but I do watch stuff, but I'm just like rewatching old stuff. Like I'm very not motivated about starting new shows.
I don't know, for some reason, I cannot. Like, I can't remember. I can watch shows and I can very much like binge watch them. And I can rewatch a show, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it was. Like, I'll know the gist of like what it was about, but I can't remember much about it. And I can't remember the names. I can't remember celebrity names. I can't remember, I don't know,
You
names
you
of
are so
shows
busy. You're
or
so busy in your own world. You don't care too much about knowing what
the thing.
happens.
Yeah, like I think my brain just like, but there's some people who are really like, it's just like they're like really good at like remembering everything and every content, and they can actually like say what line is coming next with the
Yeah.
character. And then I'm there like, yeah, I just watched this show yesterday and I don't remember anything, even though I was very much attentively looking at it, watching.
Yeah, maybe you're too much in the moment, just enjoying the show, and your brain doesn't really stores it or doesn't want to use
Yeah,
it later, right? Yeah,
yeah, no, my brain does a good job at keeping what's needed and discarding of the rest. So I think
that's
that's
my
everyone.
thing too. No, that's not everyone. I think some people overthink and some people think a lot. So I don't think so. That's for everyone. But there's another show I recently watched, Rooster. It's I think at on Prime. It has that guy Steve Carell. Really amazing show. Very very sharply written, and you should watch it. I liked it. Lux, any favorite show you watching right
I
now?
haven't I haven't kept up with it, but I love Ted Lasso. That was a great show for me.
Ted Lasso.
Yeah, one that I'm curious about that I've kept hearing about is Severance.
Seven
Severance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct.
on Apple
Even
TV.
it's
Mm.
on Apple TV.
I think
I've
so.
heard about it too, but never really got into watching it. I like Fleabag a lot. Has anybody watched Fleabag?
So
Yeah, I wanna
I think, no, I haven't watched Fleabag, but back to Severance, I think this is the one which is like a really interesting like concept. See, I told you I don't remember things, and now I'm like, oh, I remember Severance. But I think the only reason I don't remember like what happened or what the drama about it was, but the concept of Severance was really interesting, which was your like regular life self is disconnected from your work self. So your
Yeah.
work self is living in this completely different world, and it's like those two brain pathways are completely disconnected. So as soon as they get to the office, it's like this switch off, and then you're just like in this cubicle and you're like working and you do your job, and then once you leave work, you switch back to like, but then there's two consciousness, and then it's like about the interactions between these and the work people. Your work self is actually a prisoner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you're right. That's Severance. Maybe not exciting enough for me. I won't watch. So good pitch, but I'm not gonna watch it. So probably I don't know. So
It was, I think it brings like a very philosophical and ethical like question as well, because like we may be heading towards technology that where that may become reality,
mhm.
right? That may become an option for people. So it was interesting to me from that perspective of seeing like what is the ethical like considerations that one needs to make, because I to ourselves it's like, oh yeah, that sounds great, I'll just like shut off when I'm at work and like my work self does all the work and then I'm like having all the fun in life. So
Awesome. No, that's something that I still won't watch. Sorry, but the thing is that the show doesn't excite me because I think somewhere when you start making up this whole life, which is very different than what it is, I feel like it's just sad. So I don't want to. I don't want to watch something that's too utopian, or or maybe not utopian in a different world, because
okay, you're just not a sci-fi guy, just say that.
maybe I'm not. Yeah. Maybe, because I love shows which explore human emotions in general. So because I love people in general studying emotions, so maybe that excites me more. What is the story arc? How is the character getting developed? What are they saying to each other? That's why I like this show Rooster a lot, because the script is very sharp. What are they saying? Each character is developing on its own.
Hmm.
Even Fleabag is a great show. It's one of the best rated shows. I love the show as well. But I'm saying that's why I like these shows more, because of just the whole interaction and the nuances of relationship, and
Hmm.
just knowing people, how they get old in the series. And that's what I know. Both Paniz and Lux, I had your time till 2 o'clock, and we're about time. But hope you had fun. This was just something we had to start. So there's nothing that I had an agenda. I told Panis I have no agenda as such, but it'll be good to get started on talking this. So maybe we meet again and get more founders and people who have this.
Well, I think there's more to talk about on this topic, and we didn't really get a chance to like touch on the different aspects around it, but
Yeah.
happy to
You
join you.
need to come again. We'll probably do then over Shisha then. Live streaming Shisha and ADHD, right?
Oh
That's
God.
like that'll be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Lux, thank you for joining in as well. I hope this was something that you were able to share, and hopefully we get you some restaurants for your time today to start
Amazing.
using it. But be in touch. We
Yeah,
run a product
absolutely.
community as well, so happy to connect you to any right people. Paneer is part of it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I'd love to hear more. We'll definitely
Yeah.
connect
Paneer, you're
soon.
dropping
Chetan.
off. I guess you have like a hard
Yeah,
stop.
I'm gonna be hopping off. Thanks for keeping an eye on the time. That is out of character.
I was on time, and we are almost getting off on time too. I was gonna say a small prayer for a minute before you go. Is that okay? Just so that we all are here. To the universe that made this happen today, and everybody's here to talk about a difficult subject, but they showed courage. And yeah, I hope they all kind of succeed in this whole mental well-being and specific problems related to that. And also, world peace is what we need. Amen.
Thank you.
Bye
God
bye.
bless.
All the
Take
best.
care,
Take
both of
care.
you.
Bye. Take care.
Bye
Bye.
Bye,
bye.
Diya. Bye, Alicia.
Bye.
Dear Alicia, very late there in India, but how was it then? The Alicia is
We
also
just
about to sleep. She's like, okay,
like
bye.
that. Bye.
Almost time to sleep.
We were supposed to meet today, Diya. Let's meet tomorrow.
What happened? What happened? Why didn't you?
I got
Oh, I think
busy.
that we can
Yeah.
meet tomorrow.
But you both
Yeah.
in Bandra or where? Which part
Yeah.
of?
Which you are in
She's
Bandra?
in
Bandra.
Dia is in Bandra.
I'm also in Bandra.
Oh, nice. Then you should meet because I think Bandra is not that big. How big is it?
It's big. It's east and west. So I think 8 kilometers radius.
How's the Bandra vibe for people from Delhi? Delhi, Gurgaon. Uh,
Excellent.
excellent.
Excellent vibe. I love, I
Dia
think
doesn't
mini
agree. I think
cars.
Dia doesn't agree. She's nodding.
You
I
didn't
want
like
some
the
masala,
vibe of
some reel, right? कुछ तो reel हो ना जो some masala Delhi, Mumbai,
Delhi,
Delhi
Mumbai.
versus
Wait,
Mumbai.
so
Yeah.
I think Diya is from Delhi, but how are you liking in Mumbai?
See, like I told him, I can vacation in Mumbai person. I can't live here.
But why? What are the reasons you can't live here? Daily struggles?
I think primarily it's the bias that I have that I haven't been home in
Hmm.
a good 8 months, like properly. So I wanna be home.
Yeah, that's a home feeling. There's nothing. Abhi, she's not moved out of home enough to feel anything apart from that, right? Which is a biased thing to say, which is not spicy enough, by the way, Dia.
Yeah.
I'm not
Alicia,
going
you have. Alicia
my
has,
specific
has
bias
I
of
think we
mine.
can debate about Mumbai and Delhi. Yeah, we can.
me.
Yeah.
For me, there is why. Firstly, I don't want to get into it right now, but you can tell about your. For me, it's not a debate as such, and now I leave it there. There's no debate in my head. Like
You think? I think
Very
we
good
should talk
place.
about. Uh, what do you think? Do we have ADHD or not? After listening up to two people who had been
Yeah, do you
diagnosed.
think so? Do you think
I,
both of you?
I think
I mean,
if we go for
Dia is
I
clear
think
she
if
doesn't
we,
have.
I think if we
I am
go
not
for
stating anything.
yeah,
Huh?
I am not
क्या?
stating, but I am a person who doesn't assume all of this. So I don't say anything about this topic.
Okay, very diplomatic answer. What about you, Alicia? You felt
That's
like
my
listening to
opinion.
them?
I
Not
think after
diplomatic.
listening to them, I felt all the characteristics were matching. So how they
Like?
operate in their or how they operate in their lifestyle. So she was mentioning that initiating a task is something if they start it, enjoy it, then only they'll able to finish it. Otherwise, they will leave it. That's what we do, I think, everyday basis. And the other
Mm-hmm.
thing is, I think surrounding by people or communities or doing something which is different every day. So there's no fixed set of task list that we have to go and perform, and we have to think differently. We have to do different things, and then be able to enjoy and give our full attention to any work. I think that's
Hmm.
if we go
That's
for
why you.
a checkup or a diagnosis, then I think we'll 100% will have it.
Firstly, don't say we. Say about yourself. Don't assume. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know because I was also listening, and some things are still very common. I think I still don't get. People can have different interest, and maybe I think doing it clinically is a better way to do, and
Yeah.
without assuming too much, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not being diplomatic about it. I just feel like there could be characteristics that you match with certain people, but at the end of the day, you don't really know what they actually feel by just having those characteristics. Maybe that feeling is something that cannot be described unless you're
Mhm.
like diagnosed, because that's a long procedure in itself. Like, at least that's my thoughts.
That's your thought. I have a quiz also, which I opened that. So इसमें वही होता है ना जैसे kind of never ever ever वाली type है. But
mm,
इसमें we will obviously raise hands after I ask the question. Have you ever opened your laptop to send one email and somehow ended up redesigning your entire website?
Um,
मतलब
of,
लाइक ईमेल खोलने के लिए यू स्टार्टेड बट एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर जो होता है ना कुछ और ही करने लाइक यू स्टार्ट डूइंग
I think
यू नो
every time. Yes.
दिया
Some
ओके ओके सी यस ऑल थ्री यस
all 3 years. Yeah.
3 years हो गए डू यू हैव मोर startup ideas than paying customers? That I will say. That
I
maybe
don't
Diya cannot
know.
relate, but
Yeah,
uh,
that's
sometimes yes, that also
Mm.
happens, right? I mean, not like that, but yeah, a lot of bunch of ideas. I may have 3 or 4 ideas sometimes. That doesn't mean bad, but yeah, you always, at some time think, okay, there's a lot of these ideas. Let's do this, let's do that. Maybe not like how it said paying customers, but have you ever bought a domain before validating the idea?
Of course. Of course, if you like the name, you just do it.
That I have done too. So this is not a good quiz, yeah. This according to this, then we definitely have.
It's like it's always a yes. Yeah.
It's always a yes. Maybe it's a fun game, that's why. Uh, have you ever forgotten why you walked into a room during a pitch? ये तो नहीं, no, no. I don't think so. I've done that.
You're
Do
expert for
you
that.
do you have 47 tabs open because I'll need them later? No, I don't do that.
I
I
do.
don't. Actually,
I
I
think
don't. I
I'm not
hate those
organized. I
tabs.
I do that. All the tabs are open, and then I also get confused. I think I'm not organized that way. So that's my problem. I need to work on.
So then, definitely, as per this quiz, maybe yours is looking like more true, but get it clinically tested. I want to also give another disclaimer
I think
that
I
do
think it's,
that.
but I also believe it psychologically. If we keep reading about it, we definitely will have it. So just need to function right in day-to-day routine. Will take it away, I think. I don't know.
Okay. I am also diagnosed by my wife, by the way, Vrinda. Um, any
Yeah,
thoughts?
your
If you
friends,
still
yeah.
feel I have it, she's saying sleep. So basically, that's a diagnosis. One word diagnosis.
Sleep.
So yeah, because our son is sleeping, so now that's the time I get to take a small nap. I like naps, by the way. I'm a nap person.
I think
जब
I
जब
can't take
I
naps.
my sleep schedule is as per my son. That's what happens. Cool then. Good chat. Thanks for everyone who's joining in. I hope this was, if not enlightening, somewhat fun just to hear all these stories. But we'll chat more. This was just a starting.
Yeah, of
Bye
course.
bye.